Alright, so this is how much I took it apart. I left most of this stuff on because it's still pretty intact, and I don't want to have to go through the whole, figuring out where stuff goes again when I get the new stuff. So for right now, I'm just leaving it on. I got all this stuff off up front. This fell out, which I thought was kind of funny. This is what's left of the right turn signal. I guess left front turn signal. But it's supposed to be in that plastic casing and everything. This was somehow still, at the bottom. I thought that was kind of funny. But the good news, I think, is after hours of that battery being on my tender, it said that it was a bad battery. So I disconnected it and hooked it back up again to the tender just to see if it said it again, just to kind of make sure, and it did. So it read as a bad battery twice, so I ordered a new one. And I'm hoping that's the only reason it wasn't getting any power, was because it was a bad battery, which would obviously do it. So the new one's supposed to be here in a couple days. I will immediately put that in, turn the key, and see if we have power. And if so, once I get the sensor back on, I should be pretty much good to go. Just rebuild everything, do the fluid changes and stuff like that, and then be done with it. But I'm hoping that was the only issue, and that's why I wasn't getting any power. We will see. And it is for sure underglow. You can see right there. I didn't get to it. I think there's some on the back too that I didn't find yet, but it's because I haven't touched the back to take it apart. But I'm definitely gonna remove that and not put it back on when I rebuild it, just because it would be easier to sell without it, I think. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Just gotta wait for stuff to get here. Alright, so I got that sensor replaced right there. Got the new one in. Now I just gotta wait for the new battery to get here. Now I know this isn't the tip over sensor, because that would be right here, this one. But I'm confused on what this is now, because all of the listings and stuff like that and reverse image searches were calling it a tip over sensor, but I just showed you where the tip over sensor is, so I'm not entirely sure what this is, unless it has two of them for some reason, but I doubt it, especially because this one, when you install it, is already angled, and tip over sensors are supposed to be straight up and down. So I'm really not sure what that is, but there's a new one in there, so it'll work, and hopefully once I put the new battery in, everything will have power. Alright, so I just got home from working the 12, but the new battery got here while I was at work, so I got that installed, and like I showed you earlier, I got the new sensor up front installed. So let's see, big moment of truth, if that was the issue. I'm really hoping it was. Okay, this is upside down right now. Interesting. Do we have power back here? We do. All right, that's a good sign. Not sure why this is all the screen is showing, but since it's midnight, I'm not gonna take this bike outside and start it, out of respect for my neighbors and the people 5 houses down. So, but this is a great sign. So tomorrow morning, after I go drop my car off to get painted, I'm going to wheel this outside and try to start it up and see how it goes. But this is a really good sign. So I'm hoping that once I start it up, this will actually display things. I'm just hoping, since it hasn't been started for such a long time and the battery is completely dead, that that's the issue. But I'll probably disconnect this one just to be safe for tonight, and then hook it back up tomorrow and go outside and start it. Alright, so it's the next morning. Hook the battery back up. Got my car dropped off. If you've been around for a minute, you probably recognize that car. That's what I'm using for right now, so thank you to him for letting me borrow it. But let's see if this turns on. I don't like how slow this is to respond. There's some sort of like pumping noise up here. So the screen is slowly working, I think. I don't know. This is interesting, kind of alarming. I might have to dig around here and see if something's loose, because that's what it sounds like to me. They're like loose or shorted. That kind of sucks. I might just try to bypass everything. We'll see. But I don't want to cause like a big spark. So it didn't start until I pushed. It's coming from up here, which is like the ECU and stuff. I'm gonna have to figure out what that is. Alright, so I've been messing around with this for like an hour or two. I checked all the fuses, they're all good. I tried bypassing the starter relay. That didn't work. Tried jumping it, I tried pushing it around, tried starting it in first with the clutch in, nothing. When I turn the key, it'll click for a while, almost like a minute before the fuel pump primes, which is obviously an issue. It's supposed to prime as soon as you turn the key. And then afterwards, it'll prime again every time I push the starter button. Once I let go, it'll prime, which isn't really right. But there's still nothing like trying to fire up. So I'm thinking it might be an ECU issue because of the way the screen isn't really showing anything. All the lights are flashing. The way the power is drawing, like I think it's an ECU issue, which is unfortunate because it's right here and they're kind of expensive. But they accept returns on it, so I think I'm going to order one, try it, and then if it doesn't work, try to just return it. If it does work, sweet, the bike should be running. But unfortunately, I'm thinking that's the issue. It's right here, so I have to possibly undo the whole subframe to get to it and dig it out, which won't be fun. Because it's this whole big metal piece that's like tucked under. So I might have to undo all of this to get to it, which I really hope isn't the case. But if it is, I don't really have much of a choice. But I'm thinking that's the issue. I'm hoping that's the issue, because if not, it's going to add way more time waiting for the ECU to get here and then return all that stuff. So probably going to order a new one. We'll see if that's what's wrong or not. But with that being said, I'm going to wrap part 2 up here. I'm going to hopefully take out the ZX-10 later today, make some videos on that. But I'm going to, like I said, probably go order a new ECU and then wait for that to get here. That's going to be at least a couple days. Actually, damn, it's a holiday weekend coming up, so it's probably going to be a little bit longer, unfortunately. So with that being said, I can't really do anything until the new part gets here. So I'm going to wrap this one up for now. But we made some progress. The battery was bad, so that's why I wasn't getting any power. Now we just can't figure out why the power's not going where it's supposed to. hoping that's this, but we'll see when the new one gets here. Anyways, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you when the parts come in.